Big changes are coming to the military. Last month, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth ordered the merging of Army Futures Command and the Training and Doctrine Command. The new group will be based in downtown Austin at the current Army Futures Command location.
Now, in a statement to KXAN, a spokesman with Army Futures Command said, quote, "This will be the most significant transformation the Army has seen in a generation. The most important thing to understand is that these changes will make the Army more lethal," end quote. KXAN's Eric Hendrickson visited Army Future Command's Austin headquarters to learn what they do and how they're preparing us for the next war.
The future of the armed forces
kind of just makes sense for all the technology to follow in the automated footsteps that makes you more efficient on the battlefield.
coming into focus in downtown Austin.
We have to look and see what our science fiction movies tell us about how that can be for the better or for the worse.
Those are the questions the team at Army Futures Command looks at every day.
Look at it, analyze it, and then figure out what's needed for the Army out in the future.
General Michael McCurry has seen the transformation of the armed forces firsthand.
You know, I was a young major in the Middle East during the global war on terror, and you know, I remember the first day I saw a great big unmanned system.
Today, unmanned machines are commonplace, found on local roads and some even in our seas.
My #1 goal is just to make sure it's never going to be a fair fight. That our soldiers are armed with things that make it not a fair fight for the guy on the other side.
General McCurry says that driverless vehicles were once scouts, but could eventually serve as the military's vanguard.
I grew up in the cavalry, and we always said make contact with the smallest element. Well, now it's make contact with an unmanned element first.
Autonomy isn't the only thing Army Future Command is working on. If you've seen it in a sci-fi movie, it's likely on the table. But General McCurry says integrating soldiers and technology is the real future of war.
Is it something that has to be done a long time where somebody won't be able to go to sleep? Is it something that's exceedingly dangerous, like breaching a minefield or penetrating an air defense line? Those things we want to do with machines.
But for everything else,
we're talking about capitalizing on what people do best, you know, intuition, perception, natural language recognition, decision-making, value-based judgment.
In Austin, Eric Hendrickson, KXAN News.
And artificial intelligence could also power military drones and fighter jets. The CEO of an unmanned fighter jet company called Anduril says the goal is to reduce the loss of human life. The testing phase for autonomous fighter jets is expected to start this summer. If everything goes well, they'll be fully operational by the end of the decade.